going to, and I
All right. So, hello. We are about to start the reading. Um, I'm Amy Benaga, and I'm just going to explain real briefly kind of what we're going to be doing. So, the three of us are going to be reading your energy at um, 7 different layers. And I actually pulled some oracle cards for one card for each layer. And I wrote down messages that I got around that card. So that's what I'm going to be talking about. And as we go, so each of us will take turns talking about each layer and what we see or feel or know at each layer. And at the end, we will do an energy clearing because we are energy healers, and that's what we do with these readings. So if you have any blocked energy in any of your chakras and any of your energy centers, we will work to clear that and give you whatever messages that you need to hear today. So I'm going to let Jen talk about what she does.
Hi, I'm Jen Waller. And like Amy was saying, we work with the 7 layers, which is associated with your chakras, which are the energy centers. And as energy healers, we work to clear that for you, just to give you a clearer channel and to help you have clarity in your day-to-day life. I also work with light language, which is a language coming from my heart, from the soul. We all have a language particular to us, which is based on frequency. So for me to clear the blocks, you will hear me speaking with light language. Your brain won't understand what I'm saying, but your body will. You may feel it tingling through your body. You may feel nothing. However, what I am actually doing is clearing with my voice.
Okay. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Unless, Rosemary, did you want to add anything at all?
Yeah, just so you know, like I'll see pictures and I'll tell you what I'm seeing and then what I'm feeling and what I know came through those pictures, what I see when I called your higher self in and my higher self. So they might sound kind of odd what I say, but it'll come all into like perspective when it's done. So just hang on if it doesn't make sense.
All right. So we already ahead of time like grounded our energy and made space and connected with you. I know it doesn't make sense to a lot of people that you aren't here live with us, but everything is energy and there really is no time or space. So we can connect with your energy even though you're not here because you gave us permission to do that. So we all did that uh, ahead of time. So we'll go ahead and get started. So at the first layer, I pulled this card. It's not easy to see. It's called the Seven of Air. So it's similar to tarot, but it's more oracle type cards. But at the seventh, for this card, um, this is all about being independent, not conforming, kind of living your life on your own terms without people pleasing. It's also about like attending to your own needs, putting yourself first, and about self care. Um, the feeling I was getting from this card too was also just about having the courage to like reject going along with the crowd um, and instead being your true authentic self. Um, you may have spent a lot of your life like always doing for others, but this card is saying now it's time for you to live your life on your own terms, to make it what you want it to be. Um, And you don't have to be like a dictator about it. You can be very diplomatic about it, and, not saying it's my way or the highway. But I feel like you've reached a point in your life where now it's time for you. And, maybe there's a project that you've been wanting to start, maybe on your home or on your garden. Maybe there's a hobby or a career that you've always wanted to try. So I feel like this card is just all about how you've kind of put your dreams on the back burner because of everyone else. And now you're like, now's my time. It's time that I get to, work on my dreams and that kind of thing. So that's what I was hearing for that card.
Okay. So what first came to me is it's warm and there's a Mexican man playing the big guitar with a sombrero, and I'm getting the warm weather and like there's a warm air about you, like you're very warm and caring. And then all of a sudden, there's this big, really sharp snowflake, like cold. And it almost was like the warm around you, and it switched so fast. And I hate to say this, but it's almost like a quick, to like self-preservation for you. Like I can feel you can get cold about something. You're very warm and caring. But if something kind of, I would say, irks you, you like to turn cold and, how can I say, just like a self-preservation, like to keep yourself instead of being hurt. And that's what I just got, that warmness about you, but you are there to take care of yourself, is how I feel with that cold. You're there to make sure you stay you and like kind of keep that away. Like it was very like instant cold. So it's like a quick change of you, but it's just for you to keep yourself, you and your like mental state staying the same without bothering you. That's what I was feeling, which hopefully that makes some sense to you, but it's just what I'm feeling.
Okay, and when I read that layer, I felt that there's a sense of overwhelm that you 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 get. And I think that could be linking with what Rosemary was feeling around the coldness, is that when you get into a state of overwhelm, you just automatically protect yourself. But like Amy was saying, it's really important to take care of yourself because you are putting everyone else first. And it is definitely time now to step forward and start living life the way you want it to be lived. You are the creator of your own life, and now it's time to move forward and do that, I feel.
Okay. All right. The second layer, the card I pulled was the Three of Water. It's kind of hard to see these. It's a mermaid. And this card has to do with celebration, enjoying your community. It's about team spirit and friendship and common goals, like among the people in your life. To me, this card was all about like the joy and excitement you feel when you are part of something that is bigger than yourself, like volunteering for something in your community, working towards the common goal to better the greater whole, um, instead of trying to make a difference all by yourself. So this card may be saying that it's a good time, for you to seek out opportunities to better your community by volunteering, um, maybe on a team or participating in a project, or it could represent, something that you're already doing, like helping out with your child's sports team or a school project or something like that. I also feel like that you really enjoy being with friends and family and companions, sharing your experiences together. And also, I was hearing that it's important to remember to accept each other, how we are all different, and just that it's important to accept each other, whether, it's good or bad. So that's what I was getting at that layer.
I actually got two words, and one of them kind of goes with what Amy said about water, but the first one was galloping. So I'm like a horse. And it says through rough water. And at that time, my throat is like I can't swallow. Like it's really hard. Like I'm having a hard time swallowing something. And it's not the point of, I think, swallowing something, it's the point of something that took place. Um, you're getting through it, but something, you're just really having a hard time to understand something. And that's where that galloping in the water was. And it was rough water. So there's something that was like holding you back, something hard to get through. And you are having a hard time with accepting it, is how I feel.
Yes. For me, I sense and hear from your guides that how things have been for you, it has been tough, and you've made the best of it. However, now it's time, like Amy said previously, to stand in your power and create the life that you actually want to live. And I did get a small clearing come through for you, which I will do for you now. Na etio a ta akatua na maalawa I a ta he a tua a ne a ta a o a ta katatatia na a he. Iwi a na maa I tia ta a o a ta a I kitia na mawaha I a na e a ta I akatua na ha hi ana ho ho a ta ha. And I'm getting that is just moving some of the energy that you've been holding around whatever it is that you've been working through, just to help you shift through it a little bit easier.
I forgot to say I did get that there was a block at that second layer around the sacral chakra. So that makes sense, Jen, that you were getting that as well. Okay, so the third layer, the card I pulled is called the Ace of Air, and it's a Pegasus. So there's your galloping horse. Okay, so this card is all about destiny and fate, about the law of karma and synchronicities, and about powerful forces of transformation at work, kind of like behind the scenes. So to me, this was a really exciting card because it's all about how there will be synchronicities happening in your life, such as, an opportunity presenting itself at just the right time, or maybe a friend calling you with good news, like right when you were thinking of them. I don't know if you understand what that word means, synchronicities, but it's when it- um, it's kind of like coincidences that just happen, but in a good way, at just the right timing, just the right thing happens or whatever. um so I also felt like this card is about how the universe is working on your behalf for your highest good. um and it's also saying that you can expect like quick results, like a change in circumstances like quickly. And that is going to lead you forward in whatever you're wanting to create or whatever you're wanting to do or be. I also felt like this was kind of like a message from your spirit team or your ancestors, um, telling you like we're here rooting for you. Um, we we will help you with those coincidences happening in your life, so it can get you closer to your dreams. Um, and I also felt like it was saying, just keep trusting that we have your highest good in mind and we want the best for you. And then do what I do and watch for like signs in nature. Like today, when I was walking my dogs, I saw a monarch butterfly like 3 times on different times I was walking. So, what I always do when I keep seeing something like that, like a dragonfly or a hawk or whatever, I'll look up the symbolism of that thing. And usually it has some kind of meaning for me right now. So, I just recommend that you kind of keep your eyes out for things like that, or for like repeating numbers, like if you see 1111 or 222 or things like that, and then look up the meaning of those numbers. And usually there's a message there for you. Rosemary.
And she was saying the message because that's what I actually got when I saw a big white triangle and it's like radiating like a light blue. And to me, it was like, learn to work on your intuition. And what you're having a hard time swallowing and understanding, you're going to understand it when you can see, is like Amy said, the synchronicities in life. So when you open up that third eye and you learn more, your intuition is going to help you with whatever you're trying to get through. So,
Yes, and like both of the girls have said, what I'm getting for you is that looking out for the synchronicities will help guide you forward and realize that what you want is actually coming to fruition. However, I'm also being asked to remind you that what you focus on is what you get. So if you're focusing on something negative, then you're more likely to see that come into your awareness or into your life. So it's really starting to look at what you do want to bring into your life and focusing on what you do want to create, because everybody's very good at focusing on what they don't want. Now is the time for you to really be conscious around the words that you're using for yourself specifically, in regards to your body and your health, and look out for the synchronicities like Amy says, because your team are there. They really want to help you and they're asking you to call on them. So you are starting to open up more, and this is the time to start being curious about what I think you've already wanted to look at for a while. And I think that's possibly when we get up to this layer around your throat, we will see more about you holding back from speaking up and exploring, which links in with what Rosemary was saying around having something hard to swallow.
Okay, so now we're at the 4th layer, and the card I pulled is the King of Air. And this card has a lot to do with kind of using reason over instinct, like thinking before you act on something. It's also all about truth and rules and laws. this layer is at the heart chakra, and I did get that there was a block at this layer. So this card may be coming up because I felt like maybe you're in a battle with yourself over something, like where you can't decide whether to go with what makes intellectual sense or go with what your heart is telling you to do. Kind of like deciding between the emotion of the situation or like the common sense of it. So I feel like this card might be representing kind of like a push pull kind of energy around something that you need to make a decision on. Um, and my recommendation is to just sit with each decision, kind of sit quietly with yourself and really ask yourself, if I decided this way, how does it make me feel? Do I feel light and calm and easy and smooth? Or do I feel like constricted or stressed or difficult or like bumpy or jagged? Um, and just remembering that your soul always knows the answer. It's just a matter of becoming quiet with yourself and kind of blocking out the world, for a few minutes to get the answer. So I feel like this card has to do with some kind of decision that you need to make, and you're just you're kind of, there's a battle going on inside yourself over it.
Almost like I'm not really going exactly what Amy had said, but there was a big spider web. Like I saw a big spider web. And when you're up in the morning, you walk and you're like, oh, for God's sake, and you're like getting all that spider web off of you. I don't want to say be careful, but be cautious because you are going to run into that spider web by accident. Not that it's going to cause you distress, but you're going to be okay. It's just, there's just something, like I said, you're running into something by accident. That's not, it's almost kind of like the same theme I have for you, that something's pulling you down. So this spider web you walked into, I feel that it's happening, but it's not a bad thing. It's just in that some like weird accident you walk into it, but you're not quite unstuck from something. So I just really feel like you keep getting stuck. And maybe it'll come through somewhere along the way here for what I'm seeing, but I'm just feeling you stuck a lot. So I kind of keep your eyes open.
Yeah. I also felt some form of webbing around you as well. It's like your heart is constricted, really. And I don't know whether that is from something in your past or what is happening for you now. However, I feel like there is lots of lies and deceit that is intertwined in whatever's going on for you at the moment. And I've been asked to do some more light language to help clear and make some room for you so that you're able, I'm getting the word breathe, but it's almost like drop into your heart and be able to see the truth of what is actually going on for you. Na e te e o a he awa na a o a taka a ti ana ma a li e te a te e te o a takata e te 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 a tama a o a ta he te 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 a e a te e o a takata ma a I a tawa a hifiti a na awa 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 I ni a te e te a ha ha ta 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 e ni a ta ha 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 ikiti ana ma'a I o ata'a I atakakakaka te ana alawe I ana ma'a I he te a ta 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 o ataka titi te ana a o ata pa 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 a he te a na ha ha I o atakata I atama a I ana a o ata I atakata o a ne he te a ha ha. And I also feel like that some of what you're carrying is actually being brought through down through the lineage from your ancestors, and they are here to help you clear it now.
Okay. So the fifth layer, the card I got was the High Priestess. And this card is all about mystery and how some things aren't meant to be known, like intellectually or scientifically, because they're meant to be experienced like through the intuition. So this card is all about trusting that you have access to higher wisdom and knowing. And when you tune in and trust your instincts and your gut feelings, you have access to that. So this card's telling me that this is a time for you when like mysteries will be revealed, and um as a result it's going to help you grow spiritually. I feel like you have a lot of questions about spirituality, that you just have this yearning to like know what the truth is, to know what is real and what's out in left field. And then that made me think of the word discernment, which I feel like is kind of a lifelong learning process, like learning discernment, learning what is true to you, um, what makes sense to you. Like for me, even ever since I was a little kid, I always wondered, like, how do we know that Christianity is the right religion? Like, how do I know that those Buddhists over there aren't right? So just trying to figure out what is true for you, and um, understanding what discernment is, and what is truth for you. So that's what I got at that layer.
I'm falling in this like pattern of water with you. And water is an element. We need it. It's necessary, but it's also very strong, like floods and all that. So from both ends of the spectrum on water, but on your end, now the word was undertow. It's like something again is pulling at you, but then there's a big lion that shows up, and the strength within this lion was like this inner strength within you. Like you keep getting pulled down, but you keep fighting and fighting and fighting. It just, you're prevailing, but maybe look into why you keep getting pulled under. Is I think where I'm getting, because I keep getting like always something. It's almost like you're always trying to work harder at doing something because something's always causing you more work. But you have that inner strength. So keep up with the strength and hopefully something's going to change, that it's not going to keep making you work harder at what you're after.
Like Rosemary said, it feels like almost you are battling with something, and you do have the strength to get through any situation. However, I'm hearing that there is a belief that you have that you are undeserving of good. Um, and I would suggest that maybe you get yourself a journal and start sitting down and asking yourself the questions and just asking your higher self to come and answer these questions for you. And whatever drops into your head, you will get some answers. Like Amy said previously, you've got your team of spirit guides here wanting to work with you, and now is the time to open up to that possibility. And you are deserving, and you are whole, and you could do anything that you put your mind to. Um,
Okay. So at the 6th layer, I got the 8 of Earth, the cello. And this card is all about gaining knowledge about something, about learning something new, a new craft or a new skill, maybe starting a new job or a new hobby. To me, this card is about the idea that you aren't a beginner anymore. You have a lot of life experience and you have confidence because of that life experience. Um, you've learned and accomplished a lot in your life. You've developed skills, you've reached goals that you've set for yourself. And now you are ready to go deeper, to really master your craft, whatever that may be. Um, you may want to develop a deeper understanding of something in your life or um, find a new way to apply what you know. Um, you may want to enhance your expertise in some area. Like maybe you have a garden and you've been successful with it, and now you want to learn how to can. Um, or, I feel like you just have this deeper desire and confidence to just really enhance and improve like all the areas of your life, like home and work and relationships, etc. So that's what I got at that layer.
Excited. I didn't get anything bad this time. Not bad, but this was different out of the realm on this one. There's an older woman with short, curly gray hair, and it's a black dress she has on. And you can see the white around her collar, like a white stitching or like a white like lace around the collar. What was very obvious to me were the pearl earrings. I'm not sure, now I just get goosebumps, but there's something about the pearl earrings, if they mean something to you. But then I I see her hugging you, and the love that she's giving you is amazing. There isn't there wasn't anything I was told to tell you except keep your eyes open because you're going to get the message that she's sharing with you. Like it's the synchronicity with the little things Amy said. Just keep your eyes open. You're going to receive the message yourself. It's nothing that I can share with you because I just feel it's you, and maybe this is your time to say, okay, I got this, and I need to know what I'm being told from obviously an ancestor coming to tell you they're here with you and that they love you. But those pearl earrings were very, very prominent.
um, Nā te ata atu o tu e ta ata ka ti te ana wa alawa I a ta 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 e a ta 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 I ti ana ma wa a he a taha. What I'm hearing is that you are very creative. It's time to tap into your creative power, which will also open up the channels for you to be able to receive. So the message that Rosemary was talking about, I think will come through if you're either doing some form of painting or drawing or through dance, doing something you really love, but being creative with it and almost playing. I see a sense of play you need to bring into it. Not be serious about it and just play and be open to receive what you are meant to receive, because now is the time for you to start.
Okay, so the 7th layer, this is the last layer. I got the World card. And this card is all about perspective. It's about remembering that you are an immortal soul, experiencing life as a human being, and that at that soul level, you don't have any fear. Like there really isn't any problems or issues, at the soul level. Um, and that your soul can see clearly that you are a powerful co creator with the universe. And when you align yourself with the universe and you aren't attached to what the outcomes will be, that's when miracles happen. Um, so, you might be asking, well, how exactly do I align with the universe? Like, what does that mean? What does that look like? Um, to me, it's all about, speaking out loud or maybe writing on paper what your intentions are, what you desire, what you want your life to be, and then trusting and surrendering to the universe that it will happen in the right timing and in the right way for you, because everything is energy, everything is created by our intentions, good or bad. So I know Jen talked about that earlier. Be really careful about what you think about and what you focus on, because you are constantly creating the world around you. And that's why you want to be careful that you're thinking about positive things and the things that you want. So that's what I got at that layer.
And this last one, I felt compelled to pull cards, and I have little just animal skin oracle cards. And as I pulled them, two came out, and they came out in the order of, I don't know if you could see it, love and the seahorses, and oops, and then this one was a little lady beetle, which was luck. So as the seahorses, it said love is the result, the answer, and the sign of everything we experience. So it kind of fell in with like the woman that was just hugging you, I felt like the love that she was showing to you. And then the little lady beetle was never lose the childlike sense of wonder that cultivates your natural lucky disposition. And they came in that order, and I had to read them in that order, just that I felt maybe that meant something to you also. So, and hopefully maybe these little horses and the little ladybug also mean something for you. So thank you.
And for me, I got, like I said before, it's time for you to start playing and be in joy and just really observe the inner chatter. Like Amy was saying about creating your life, creating what you really want. However, it all starts with you, and it starts with love. Love is the highest frequency, and love is where you want to be working from. So by doing this work in healing yourself of anything that you're holding on to from your past, then that will accelerate your remembrance and your ascension into the best life that you can possibly create, because you are the creator, living, and you are a soul living in a human body, having a human experience. And for me, I just get a real sense of joy when you are in a space of love. And it's to cultivate more of that, really. And I think the ladybird as we call them here in England, or the lady beetle. You know, if you see one of those, just imagine how that makes you feel. For me, it really lights me up when I see a little ladybird just come and land on me. So start cultivating the feelings that you want to feel, because you can do that in any minute of any day. If you want to feel happy, think of something that makes you feel really happy and joyful, and start learning to cultivate that for yourself. And that will help then with all the synchronicities as they start falling in, because it will be coming from a place of joy and love.
All right, so that's the end of the reading, but we're going to also do a healing. We all three were attuned to some healing tools, so we're going to just run those for a minute or two. And all you have to do is just sit there and receive and be, you know, have the intention to receive a healing, and then we'll end it. So we'll go ahead and just start to run those healing tools right now. Rosemary, do you want to do the Christ light healing, and I can do deactivate and elevate? And Jen, you can hold space or do light language as needed.
Yeah, I think I've got some language coming through.
Okay.
So.
All right.
Naya Tawaya Nualawi I A O A Ta Mi A Ne O A Awa He A Na He Awa He A E Fi Ana Moa Taya Tia Ne He Awa Tia Tahatu Unaya Tuaya Hoa Nalawi Ma E Ania no ta e akata ta ni e atuata atata katiana mawa hitiana wa ala e te akata ini a no ta a ia ta mama e o patua titi akata he ifitiana mawa e ana wa ala e ata te e titiana maha e o ana I ata a o atakata a hifiti ana ma e o ata e I a kakaka e. And I also got a message for you, which was to work with Archangel Michael. I don't know if you know anything about any of the angel guides, but Archangel Michael is here to work with you and to help you through any turbulent times that you have had or maybe experiencing now, but to help you cut any ties to anything from the past that is holding you back.
Okay, so I think everything is complete. Sorry about my barking dogs. Oh, is there anything anyone else wanted to add before we end it?
No, I just wanted to say thank you for allowing us to work with you. It's a real honor and a pleasure.
Yes, thank you. And hopefully this all is you understand us and you're good to go. And hopefully whatever is holding you back, you get right through it as fast as you can.
And please let us know what you thought of the reading, and give us your honest feedback. We want to know if it made sense, and if it resonated with you. We would love to hear your feedback. So thank you so much for allowing us to read your energy. Bye-bye.
Bye.